Ladies and gentlemen, I am the one and only DJ Storms! And in just days, live on the WWE Network, the Bruiserweight will put his 650-plus day reign as UK champion on the line against the Austrian Anomaly. Also, the Queen of Spades will put her NXT World Crown for the women's division on the line against not one, not two, but three individuals in an attempt to defy all the odds. And finally, the leader of the Undisputed Era, Baby, will return to the same exact building in which he made his debut, only this time he will compete in the main event for NXT's World Crown in a 2 out of 3 falls match. And in order to gain that crown, he must go through the Rebel Heart. But before it is time for that Queen of Spades to defy the odds, before it's time for the Rebel Heart and the Undisputed Leader to clash for the vacated title, before it is time for NXT TakeOver New York, it's time for the rundown! Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another video right here on YouTube.com. As of course, you already know who I am. Mr. Controversy and the operator of the best damn Twitter handle known to mankind. This is the official rundown for NXT TakeOver New York, which is streaming live on the WWE Network this Friday, April 5th, with the pre-show starting at 6 Eastern Time, but the main show, of course, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, even though there's no matches on the pre-show. You know what I mean. Now, I have one announcement before we get straight into the matches. 20 years ago today, the greatest fucking wrestling analyst on the face of the planet was born. Yes, it is my birthday. Please take a knee and bask in my glory, you bastards. Bask in my glory, call me Keith Lee. You know, it's been one crazy ride. So, you know, I'm celebrating my birthday the only way that I know how. Putting out great fucking content. The greatest fucking wrestling analytic content in the YWC. You better fucking believe it. Then we got cake and then Smackdown and 205 Live. So, without any further ado, let's get straight into the matches. I'm taking a look up and down this TakeOver card, and, you know, if you want a card that could outdo TakeOver Brooklyn 4, which I was there, live in attendance for, you want a card that can outdo TakeOver War Games, if you want a card that can outdo TakeOver New Orleans from last year, this is the card to do it. Every match has the potential to be a 5-star classic. And we're going to start off by talking about the NXT Tag Team title match between the War Raiders, Ricochet and Aleister Black. Ricochet and Aleister Black won the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. And, you know, I can see this match going 15, 20 minutes. This could be a fucking chaotic tag team match. It's going to be hard-hitting. It's going to be jaw-dropping. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's going to showcase why NXT is the premier show as far as tag team wrestling goes. I don't see the War Raiders losing this match. This is the War Raiders' first title defense. You can't have the War Raiders lose on their first title defense. Now, originally, before what happened with the NXT Championship, I was going to say that, you know, this was going to be Ricochet and Aleister Black's swan song together. But truthfully, I think it's just going to be Aleister Black's swan song, and I'm going to explain why, because when we get to the main event, there's a lot to factor into the main event, and I'm going to explain what I feel that Triple H is going to go forth with for the rest of the year for NXT. So stick around to the end. I got a lot of good stuff to talk about. Ricochet and Aleister Black, they're going to go up to the main roster, and I think they're both going to be on Monday Night Raw at this rate. As far as a good storyline for them goes, I can definitely see Aleister Black turning heel on Ricochet, and they need to put that as an undercard program on Monday Night Raw. And I stated this a few weeks ago, Monday Night Raw desperately needs to build a mid-card. There is no excuse why you have guys like Finn Balor, EC3, Apollo Crews, Shelton Benjamin if he's going to remain on Raw, Ricochet, Aleister Black, and you can't build a solid mid-card. You can't build a solid mid-card on Monday Night Raw. That is fucking sad. Neither of them can go to SmackDown because SmackDown is overflowing with talent. SmackDown is absolutely overflowing with talent. But a mid-card feud between Ricochet and Aleister Black in the coming months after WrestleMania on Raw, that would really help bring some legitimacy to the mid-card. Put Finn Balor as Intercontinental Champion. You could have Finn Balor versus a heel Aleister Black or a Ricochet down the line, perhaps at Backlash for the Intercontinental Championship. They need to establish a fucking mid-card on Monday Night Raw and fast. Ricochet and Aleister Black, they need to go to Raw because Monday Night Raw desperately needs some fucking star power. You take a look at Monday Night Raw, and they got a lot of individuals on Monday Night Raw that are automatically bringing the show down. Fucking Bobby Lashley and Nia Jax, Braun Strowman, Baron Corbin, Roman Reigns. Raw is in desperate need of some star power and some fucking legitimacy. And Ricochet and Aleister Black, they are the ones to bring the legitimacy to Monday Night Raw. They need to. But as far as the match at TakeOver goes, War Raiders to retain the NXT Tag Team titles. NXT UK Championship match between Pete Dunne and Walter. Now, Walter is a great powerhouse. He brings a lot of intensity. I have been enjoying what Walter has been bringing so far. However, I have stated, and this isn't really an insult to Walter, so far in NXT UK, he really hasn't brought out that one match where I've taken a step back and gone, whoa, look at this guy. But, if anyone can do it, it's Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne, what can I really say about Pete Dunne? He has been one of the best things about WWE for the last 2 years. Now, I knew that they were going to eventually put Walter in the NXT UK Championship title hunt. However, I didn't think it was going to be this soon. Walter has only been employed by the WWE for a mere amount of 4 months now. Now, I knew that they were going to put Walter in a prime spot to take the title off of Pete Dunne, but I didn't think that they were going to fast-track him to the title this quickly. I didn't think that they were going to give him the Kevin Owens treatment, because they fast-tracked Kevin Owens to the NXT title within 2 months of his debut. Walter has only been with NXT UK since January, and here he is fighting Pete Dunne WrestleMania weekend for the WWE UK Championship. I didn't think that they were going to put Pete Dunne in this much of a prime spot to lose the title until he surpassed 2 years. I actually thought that they were going to wait until the next NXT UK TakeOver, whether that may have been in May or that may have been in June, and that's when Walter was going to do it. But if they were going to have Pete Dunne face off against someone WrestleMania weekend for the UK Championship, then there was really no better person than Walter. I'm very much looking forward to this match. I think that this is going to be a hard-hitting physical match, different clash of styles. It could very well be better than the entire WrestleMania card for all we know. This could be very, 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 very overlooked. This could be very overlooked. So keep your eye on the UK Championship match. As far as the winner goes, there's really no question. Walter's going to be the face of NXT UK for the rest of the entire year. Walter is going to be that guy to beat in NXT UK. Pete Dunne, what does he have left to prove? What does he really have left to prove? I mean, he's done it all. 600 plus days. It's going to be hard for me to imagine Pete Dunne without that championship. He's almost become synonymous with that championship, but at this rate, what does he have left to prove? But, I really don't see him going to the main roster after this. I think that he could stay in NXT UK for just a little bit more. He could stay in NXT, possibly get some interesting matchups in NXT before he once goes to the main roster, because at this rate, I don't trust WWE with someone like Pete Dunne. I really don't. I would keep him in NXT for a little bit. NXT in Orlando, not NXT UK. Have him do some shit with some guys like Velveteen Dream or Adam Cole. Do some with them, but don't just bring him up to the main roster in that superstar shakeup, because I am fearful that they're going to call up Pete Dunne with absolutely no plans. I mean, like, can't go to Monday Night Raw. I don't trust anyone on Monday Night Raw. I don't even trust Ricochet and Aleister Black on Monday Night Raw. Anything that Monday Night Raw touches, it destroys. SmackDown, look at the main event scene and the mid-card scene on SmackDown Live. Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Samoa Joe, Mustafa Ali, The Miz, Kevin Owens, Andrade, Rey Mysterio, R-Truth. Where's there going to be room for someone like Pete Dunne? Is Pete Dunne just going to float around in a sea of obscurity like Andrade did for like the first 6 months of his WWE career on SmackDown Live? I wouldn't do that at all. I wouldn't bring Pete Dunne up after WrestleMania at all. I would wait a little bit. Unless they're going to go forth with what I reported on the Lightning Flash update a few weeks ago, and they're going to go forth with moving some stars down from Raw and SmackDown and move them down to NXT to make room, because again, they have an overabundance of talent that they don't know how to book them. Triple H, he doesn't have he has a lot of talent in NXT, but at least he knows how to book them all right down to the jobbers in NXT. WWE doesn't know how to book even a proper fucking main event segment between Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar to get you excited for a Universal title match. That should say something when Triple H is booking the jobbers correctly in NXT, yet WWE can't even book the main event guys right on the main roster. But, you know, I really don't know where Pete Dunne goes after the United Kingdom Championship match with Walter, because there's no doubt in my mind, Walter is walking out as UK champion. No question. Let's talk about the NXT North American Championship match between Matt Riddle and Velveteen Dream. This is Velveteen Dream's first title defense. Again, this is going to be in the same boat as the UK Championship match. Could be one of the most underrated matches of the week. Could be better than the entire WrestleMania card. The fluidity and the inhumane smoothness of Matt Riddle is definitely going to bring a lot of intensity in this match, and I've stated that before. Velveteen Dream, self-explanatory. Anything the Velveteen Dream touches, it turns to gold. Now, as far as the winner goes, you know, could swing either way. It really could swing either way at this rate. This is where the high unpredictability factor comes in for NXT. Now, the right decision, as far as my eyes go, Velveteen Dream cannot lose. Velveteen Dream cannot lose the NXT Championship. Velveteen Dream is in the same position as Pete Dunne right now. He is so good, he needs to remain in NXT for just a little bit more, because I do not trust WWE with the Velveteen Dream, and I do not trust WWE to put the Velveteen Dream in a prime spot, and I'm afraid if they do give Matt Riddle the North American Championship, then the Velveteen Dream is going to get called up with no plans whatsoever. Plus, on top of that, are you really going to give the Velveteen Dream a 40-day, 50-day reign as North American Champion? You already took the title off of Gargano after 25 days, but I'm okay with that for a couple of reasons. Number one, with NXT, short title reigns are not common. Short title reigns should not be common at all in the WWE. Short title reigns devalue the championship, and it's disrespectful to the superstar itself, or himself, or herself. But the reason why I allowed it is because there was a bigger picture with Johnny Gargano, and he was going into an NXT Championship match with Ciampa. Unfortunately, that didn't work out as planned, but now we got Adam Cole versus Johnny, so it still works out in favor of Johnny. But as far as the Velveteen Dream goes, there's really no reason for Velveteen Dream to lose the NXT North American Championship in his first title defense. Matt Riddle is undefeated. Matt Riddle is in a position right now where he has catapulted himself into the main event status so quickly that he could take a loss and he'll be fine. Matt Riddle hasn't suffered one loss. He's been undefeated for the last 6 months. Matt Riddle does not need to win the North American Championship. Matter of fact, I think Matt Riddle is going to factor into something bigger later on in the year for NXT. And I will discuss that when we get to the main event, because there's a lot of things that can come out of the main event. As far as the match goes, Velveteen Dream to retain the North American Championship is the absolute right decision. I'm sticking with Velveteen Dream. Shayna Baszler defending the NXT UK, just the NXT Women's Championship. I was thinking of Toni Storm there. NXT Women's Championship Fatal 4-Way. Shayna Baszler defending against Bianca Belair, Io Shirai, and Kairi Sane. Now, originally, I was thinking that this was going to be a very unpredictable match. Now, first off, before we get to the outcome and possible future plans for the NXT Women's Division, this could very well be the best NXT Women's Championship match since Asuka and Ember Moon at TakeOver Brooklyn 3. That has been the benchmark for NXT Women's Championship matches. No match has measured up to that match since that match in 2017. I think this match can actually outdo it. You give these women 15 minutes, 16 minutes, 17 minutes, I think these women are going to steal the fucking show. I think these women are going to absolutely blow everyone away. Now, originally I was thinking that it could have possibly been Io Shirai. But, based on the fact that there is a takeover in June 8th, is NXT TakeOver San Jose. No main roster pay-per-view to follow, just a regular takeover, which I like. There's been rumors and reports going around that Sasha Banks and Bayley are defending the women's tag team titles at that takeover. So this would mean Sasha Banks and Bayley are going to be holding the titles from now until June 8th. Why do I say June 8th? I say that they're going to be building up Kairi Sane and Io Shirai, the Sky Pirates, because there's legitimately no team in NXT. There is no other team in NXT other than the Sky Pirates worthy of facing off against Sasha Banks and Bayley come NXT TakeOver San Jose. And I think that Kairi Sane and Io Shirai are going to have their hands busy with the Boston Hug connection to a point where they're going to win the women's tag team titles. I think Kairi Sane and Io Shirai are going to be your second ever women's tag team champions when we get to NXT TakeOver San Jose. And as far as Shayna Baszler goes, Shayna Baszler in the same boat as Pete Dunne. What does she have left to prove? She's done it all. Shayna Baszler, this is her time. This is Shayna Baszler's time to get called up to the main roster. Shayna Baszler will be a part of the Superstar Shakeup. And I can see Bianca Belair walking out the new NXT Women's Champion. This is the EST's time. Bianca Belair, she has bided her time. She's waited. She's been built up. Now it's time. It's time to put the title on Bianca Belair, possibly build up towards Bianca Belair versus Kairi or Bianca Belair versus Io Shirai, possibly a TakeOver Toronto, or build up someone new. They got some new people coming into the PC. Chelsea Green, she broke her wrist. Now, she'll be out for 4 months, so she could be back by, I don't know, June or July if they want to build her up then, but I don't think they're really going to build her up that quickly for Bianca Belair. But Chelsea Green is signed. I would assume WWE is going to be signing some more top-tier female talents. I trust Triple H to find a good opponent for Bianca Belair. And, you know, that's pretty much all I can say. Kairi Sane and Io Shirai, they're going to face the Boston Hug connection. This leaves Bianca Belair open. Bianca Belair to win the Fatal 4-Way. Bianca Belair is your new NXT Women's Champion. The main event, Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole for the NXT Championship in a 2 out of 3 falls match. I don't want to channel my inner Paul Heyman, but this is not a prediction. It is a spoiler. We are going to be on the verge of another 5-star classic from Johnny Gargano. I think that this match is going 40-45 minutes, 2 out of 3 falls match. Two of the best that could easily... This could very well steal the entire weekend. I'm calling it right now. This will be the best match of the entire weekend. Gargano and Cole for the NXT Championship. 2 out of 3 falls. Mark my words. Mark my words. And, look, I want to see Johnny Gargano as NXT Champion just as much as the next guy. Because he has definitely worked his ass off to a point where he pretty much deserves it. But, based on what happened and based on what the Undisputed Era said at the beginning of 2019, that the Undisputed Era is going to be draped in championship gold, I don't think Gargano is ever going to be NXT champion. And, you know, that's sad because the only route that Gargano could get through to get to the NXT championship was through Tommaso Ciampa. And, you know, it really does pain me that we're not going to get to see the end of it. Because Gargano and Ciampa was without a doubt, the best feud of 2018 and probably one of the greatest feuds of the modern era. And the fact that Ciampa's not coming back for over a year, and we're going to have to wait until these guys are on the main roster to actually see the feud. And I don't trust WWE to actually keep the specialness of this feud. But, you know, we got Adam Cole in this position, and how the stars have aligned perfectly for Adam Cole. This is the building in which he made his debut in, and the building in which the Undisputed Era was born. Now he's challenging for the NXT Championship. It's Adam Cole's time. It really is Adam Cole's time, and I think that this is going to be the start of the Undisputed Era gaining all the gold. I think that Triple H is going to go the Evolution route with the Undisputed Era, and the Undisputed Era is going to hold all of the titles in NXT. And that's going to start with Adam Cole. Now we go to TakeOver San Jose. Velveteen Dream to defeat Matt Riddle at TakeOver New York. Roderick Strong is going to take the NXT North American Championship off of the Velveteen Dream at TakeOver San Jose. Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly are going to get their rematch against the War Raiders. The Undisputed Era is going to make history. Undisputed Era is going to become the first ever 3-time NXT Tag Team Champions at TakeOver San Jose. Roderick Strong is going to be North American Champion. As far as Adam Cole goes, you need an interim opponent. You need an interim opponent to get Adam Cole a successful title defense, because Adam Cole is not losing his first title defense on a takeover. Put Ricochet in there. Have Ricochet do double duty on the main roster and in NXT. That could be Ricochet's swan song. After the match that they put on in Brooklyn, in which I was there for, you want an interim opponent? You want an opponent that is not going to hurt from a loss to Adam Cole in an NXT Championship match? Ricochet has done all he can do. Have him in an NXT Championship match, have him lose. That could be a swan song. It gets Adam Cole a successful title defense, gets him through TakeOver San Jose, and all of the Undisputed Era is going to be draped in championship gold. Now we get to TakeOver Toronto. Remember what I said about Matt Riddle? I think that they're going to be building up Matt Riddle as the next challenger to take the title off of Adam Cole. And we're going to get Matt Riddle versus Adam Cole at TakeOver Toronto on August 10th. For the NXT Championship. But I don't think Matt Riddle is going to win the title there. Now, why do I say that? TakeOver War Games 3 is in November. They're bringing back TakeOver War Games. I think that Triple H is going to be building something huge. And I think that for the very first time ever, Triple H is going to build the biggest main event in NXT history. The Undisputed Era, Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish. They're going to be holding all the gold. I think that we're going to get NXT TakeOver War Games, a War Games match, the Undisputed Era defending the NXT Tag Team, the NXT North American, and the NXT Championship inside War Games. All the titles in NXT will be on the line inside of War Games. And the participants to take it off of them, probably going to be Matt Riddle is definitely going to be in the main event. Matt Riddle is going to be on the opposite corner. Someone like Keith Lee, perhaps. Keith Lee fighting for the North American Championship. And it's either the War Raiders or the Street Profits. And that is going to be your main event for NXT TakeOver War Games. All the gold, all 3 titles on the line inside of War Games. That is when the Undisputed Era loses all the gold. And that's when the Undisputed Era is going to start their sitting duck period in NXT before they get called up to the main roster after WrestleMania 36. That's how I can see this playing out. Johnny Gargano, I don't know where he goes. I think Gargano is going to go up to the main roster in that Superstar Shakeup, which, you know, kind of pains me to think about that, because Johnny Gargano is in a position where he's basically the new Daniel Bryan. And I'm not talking about this new Planet's Champion Daniel Bryan. He is the Daniel Bryan of 2014. Daniel Bryan from 2014 and Johnny Gargano right now are basically the same person. I don't know what they're going to do with Johnny Gargano on the main roster. I don't know if he goes to Raw. I don't know if he goes to SmackDown. But, you know, wherever he goes, I wish him nothing but the best. But as far as this match goes, you know, everything that I just stated, with Undisputed Era holding the gold and Matt Riddle and War Games, it all starts with Adam Cole becoming the new NXT champion. And ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this edition of The Rundown. I would like to thank each and every single one of you who tuned into this video. If you already wished me a happy birthday, I say thank you. Do not forget to follow me on Instagram at @TheDJStorms. Do not forget to follow me on Twitter at HistoryMakerDJS. I will be going to WrestleMania Access on Friday from 1 to 5. I will be there at the Brooklyn Convention Center at the Pier. Obviously, we got NXT TakeOver, just like I just reviewed. We got the Hall of Fame on Saturday. Sunday is WrestleMania, as well as WrestleMania YouTube tapings right here in my backyard in Elmwood Park, New Jersey, at the Elmwood Park Recreation Center. And I just found out a couple weeks ago, Mike Orlando will be facing off against Crowbar. That's going to be a show stealer, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be Elmwood Park Recreation Center. The pre-show starts at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time with the autograph signings. We got photo ops, free hot dog if you got a package. Bell time is at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. That should go for 3 hours, from 2 to 5. And then WrestleMania starts at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. That's when the pre-show starts. Main show starts at 7. Then, April 14th, I will be attending the Raw after WrestleMania as well. The Raw after WrestleMania, I will be there, and I'm going to do some fan interviews. Hopefully I'll see Earl Cole, shout out to him from Wrestling Express. Hopefully I'll see my girl Shannon and her boyfriend Cody, shout out to them. April 14th, 2019, a week after WrestleMania, is WrestleMania Never Forgotten in St. Mary High School in Rutherford, New Jersey. Bell time starts at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The main event is Joey Janela. That's right, AEW signing Joey Janela versus Crowbar for the WrestleMania Heavyweight Championship. I will be there. I am working diligently on getting some interviews with some superstars as well. And yes, if you haven't seen, I saw it. A sign from the universe. I think it's finally here. The breakthrough's finally here. I think Thunder has finally been found. I think I know where he is. I'm going to try and find him. Hopefully I can get the rundown for WrestleMania up for you guys as well. But look, I said I would find Thunder in time for WrestleMania season. We are 5 days away from WrestleMania. I told you I would find him, and I think I finally have. Also, final announcement. May 19th, 2019, Wrestling Express hosts the meetup for Money in the Bank pay-per-view at Pub 46 in Clifton, New Jersey, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to be there. Tommy McGrogan's going to be there. Glenn Davidson's going to be there. All the members of Wrestling Express are going to be there. Come on, hang out. It's free of charge. We're going to watch Money in the Bank, and we're going to have a great time. What I want you to do is I want you to hit that thumbs up. We're trying to get to 10 thumbs up in this video. If you're going to give me a thumbs down, well, bang! Happy fucking WrestleMania season, motherfuckers. I also want you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. 300 subscribers and counting, ladies and gentlemen. Also, I want you to hit that notifications bell with a huge Purple Rainmaker elbow drop if you haven't already done so. Why? Because that way you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube. Because when I pop up on YouTube, it is the best time to be on YouTube. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Storms, and this has been The Rundown. I'll catch you later.